Alright, so hello everyone, I hope you are having an amazing day. In today's video, I will be talking about my first time taking Benadryl. Now, before I tell you this story, I must say, do not do this shit. It's a struggle drug with the ability to kill you, even if you are careful. Now, with that being said, let's get into this. Now, this story takes place about June of last year. I was not too young, but young enough to still be an idiot. It was summer break, so I didn't have much to do besides take random things in the medicine cabinet and play video games. I also didn't have my phone at this time because I was in the middle of a court case and my parents were pissed. And I was on this cheap-ass Samsung with my girlfriend at the time. Let's call her Molly. She was into, like, really cheap-ass drugs. You know, the shit you steal from, like, the medicine aisle at the grocery store. You know, the ghetto shit. And one of these drugs she loved to abuse was Benadryl. And Benadryl isn't a fun drug. It isn't euphoric. It kind of just makes you feel like shit and stuff. And you feel worse the next day. I don't know why, but for some reason, Benadryl was her drug of choice. Now, usually, I wouldn't indulge in Benadryl as I knew how awful it was thanks to YouTube, Reddit, and things like that. But on this day, I don't know what was in the air, but I caved and went to the medicine cabinet and pulled out the little pink pills. I almost threw up trying to take them because I'm a fucking child when it comes to taking pills. But anyways, I ended up taking around 25 with no tolerance like a fucking idiot. And I started laying in bed, relaxing, texting Molly, and we were just waiting for the shit to kick in. It takes like an hour or two just waiting for it to kick in, and I start seeing like little dots. They were like little gnats, but they were dirty for some reason. So I'm just sitting here staring at them. I'm not happy, I'm not mesmerized, I'm kind of just there. And I couldn't keep a coherent thought. I don't know what happens to you guys, but every time I take a high dose of this, I'll just see like a red light on my ceiling. It kind of looks like an eye, and it blinks at me. So I start freaking out and telling Molly, so we had a call. Eventually the trip got so bad, I got so scared, and like, my legs would not stop twitching. Like, I don't know what it was, but like, and it wasn't like little twitches either. It was like full-on kicks, like when the doctor hits you with the little hammer thing. So, later into the night, I end up taking more. I don't know why, but I thought it just would somehow make things better. And I was pretty wrong about this. Like, really wrong, because I started fucking tweaking out. It started with like 40, then 45. Then eventually I took 50. I took half a gram of Benadryl. Half a gram. I was getting such bad heart palpitations, and I was literally fucking seizing every 2 seconds. So around this time is when everything gets a little fuzzy. I kept passing out, seizing, waking up covered in spiders. I was still texting Molly at this point, but I was very incoherent. Like, the next day, I read them to refresh my memory, and goddamn, it was so bad. So I had to get out of my bed because I was, like, sweating balls. So I end up, like, sitting on the floor, bare back against the cold walls, trying to, you know, cool down. And this is where I go dark on Molly. Like, I stop checking my phone, I start to lay on the floor and melt into it. I kept blacking out and just felt, like, really dumb. Like, really dumb. I couldn't think, I couldn't move, I couldn't really do anything. I wasn't, like, in a good way either. I felt awful for the whole night, like a mindless zombie. Now, after a few times of, like, passing out and waking up covering bugs, I end up falling asleep. And I'll tell you, I have the most, like, vivid dreams. It was so bad. The next morning, I feel like shit. I can barely move, my mouth is dry, my vape tastes like shit. So, I end up, like, sleeping the day away. And this is where the story ends. Now, before I go, I must say, please do not do this drug. It is the worst in effects and your health. Like, it can cause dementia, it makes things taste like shit the next day, things like that. Also, you have, like, really shaky hands after, like, so shaky. Like, I remember one time I took it before going to a family gathering the next day, and they were commenting about how I couldn't hold my fork still. Like, it was crazy. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, follow my socials, and I hope you have an amazing day. And with that, I'm signing off.